Hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank. I'm going to let you are having a great day, and in today's video, I'm going to be sitting back in my very comfortable chair, relaxing and having a little conversation with all of you guys about indie TCGs and smaller card games, dead card games, anything other than the big three, obviously, I suppose, is what this video is about, because some of you guys are curious to know what criteria Uncle Frank looks for in a card game and what he takes into account when considering whether or not to get into a card game. And whew, that is a big question, but it can be very simply answered as case by case basis. Yeah, I know, not a satisfying answer, but it is the answer you guys are going to get 9 times out of 10 if you ask me what I'm looking for in a card game. You see, when it comes to trying out the individual card games out there, all the various TCGs released since 1993, my overall goal is to try all of them. I don't think I'll have an opportunity to try all of them. There are a lot, and I do mean a lot of card games, and giving every one of them an earnest try to see which one I think is the best is, well, I'd like to do that, but I'm not going to hold my breath and cross my fingers and all that jazz, right? So instead, I kind of have to pick and choose which ones I give some attention to, which ones I spend money on or try at conventions or whatever, you know. And there's always more coming out too. There's always that to consider. So, do I have criteria to determine which ones I give attention to, which ones I give my time and money to? Yes and no. I know. Also, not a satisfying answer, right? We're full of unsatisfied things here today. So basically, when it comes down to what I'm interested in trying out, what I'm interested in playing, buying, selling, etc. There are two broad categories. And again, these are very broad, very undefined. And it's basically, is the opportunity juicy enough? Or am I interested enough? And we're going to use a few different examples here to give you guys a good idea of what I'm talking about. So, first off, let's start with two dead card games. I'm pretty sure they're dead card games. We've got, in one hand, we've got the Mega Man Battle Network TCG, which you guys should definitely consider playing. It's a really fun card game. If I say so myself, I do say so myself. Fun stuff. And then we also have the Hyborian Gates card game. Do not try this one. This one's not that good. So, let's start with this one first. The Hyborian Gates card game is, I've talked about it on the channel before. I think it's one of the worst TCGs ever produced. Its mechanics and core gameplay are not great. It's just not very fun to play. Good art, though, in case you weren't aware. It has good art. They advertise it all over the place. But I still bought several boxes of this card game, despite thinking it's bad. One reason I did that was because I did want to genuinely talk about it on the channel. I had some loose cards, obviously, from a collection I picked up forever ago, but I wanted some sealed product, too, just to have on the channel. But at the same time, just wanting it wasn't enough. I also bought it because, well, I got these for super cheap. This was, I think I spent $7 on a few boxes plus some decks. It was like $7 a box plus, I think, $2 a deck. I think I spent less than $20 total for everything. That's not great, by the way. That's not a lot of money to spend on a card game for multiple boxes. But because it was that cheap, I was like, screw it. I'll spend 20-ish dollars plus, you know, shipping and handling to get me some Hyborian Gates product just to have it. You know, who knows? Maybe one day it'll be something I return to and find more enjoyable. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure my opinion on the game is not going to change, but hey, you never know. Meanwhile, the Mega Man NT Warrior TCG. When I picked these boxes up, and there's a few of them around here somewhere. I think I have at least one of each set now. I think each of these boxes runs me about $30 a piece. And in case you aren't keeping track, $30 is a bit more than Hyborian Gates. And in the grand scheme of things, these are both dead card games with very little secondary market value. So $30 seems like it would be a bit much to pay for that. However, as I've said before on this channel, I like this card game a lot. I like the core gameplay. I like the mechanics. I kind of like NT Warrior as an anime. I kind of like the IP. So I'm interested in this card game a bit more than I am interested in Hyborian Gates. And so because of that, because I genuinely want to play this, collect it, enjoy it, etc., I'm willing to pay over 3 times the price for a booster box of this card game in comparison. Now, both of those booster boxes have a combination of interest and opportunity going into it. I'm more interested in the Mega Man booster boxes. So for me, $30 a box is a good opportunity just to have one or two or three or four, whatever, on hand. Whereas for the Hyborian Gates TCG, I'm much less interested in it. So a booster box price of under $10 a box is a good opportunity just to throw some money just to have it and give it a shot and see what I actually think about it. And there's a lot of card games out there that are like that, where if I'm more interested in it, if I've heard good things about it, if I have friends who play it or friends who collect it, etc., I'm more interested in spending a bit more money on it just to give it a try and see if I like it as much as these other guys like it. However, if I'm hearing constant negativity about it, if I looked at the art style or the card designs, or if I've peeked at the rules and they don't look all that great, and I'm not seeing a lot of positivity around it, I'm less interested in spending $30, $40, $50, $60 on it. So I'm less interested in it and therefore less likely to buy it at those higher price points. And there are some dead card games out there that are not great, that do have an impressive price tag attached to them. And it's the finding the sweet spot thing. So a good example of not being able to find a sweet spot right now is I like the Harry Potter TCG quite a lot. In fact, I have almost a whole long box full of them now, right? I genuinely believe that's a good card game with a lot of cool mechanics. I've talked about it on the channel before. You guys know that I like that one quite a bit. I think it's pretty good. However, in the last few years, the prices of sealed product for that card game have skyrocketed astronomically. And so while I do like the Harry Potter card game, and I would like to get more, I am not at present interested in paying the prices that it's demanding on the secondary market, because my desire is not that high. I don't think that is a good enough opportunity. And when it comes to more recent stuff, when it comes to newer card games or card games in the future, it often comes down to, do I have a good opportunity to try it out? For games like Lorcana, Star Wars Unlimited, Riftbound, etc., if I have friends in the area who are already playing it, already have decks ready for it, I'm probably at least going to give it a try. I attended the first Lorcana pre-release. That was very fun, if I'm being honest. I attended the first Star Wars Unlimited pre-release in the area. That was fun, and I got 3 boxes of Riftbound, 2 or 3 boxes of Riftbound when it first dropped. And I had a buddy come over, he liked it, and we gave it a shot, and I thought it was okay. Not great, but okay. I should probably talk about Riftbound at some point. I will always give something a try, but I'm more likely to give something a try if someone around here or one of my friends in the area already is giving it a shot. And when it comes to like supporting new indie projects, if a Kickstarter pops up and it's like $10 to get a deck or whatever for the game, just to show your support, I don't mind throwing $10 at a Kickstarter just to give it a shot, right? Not too many TCG Kickstarters show up that actually give you any product for that price point, but you get what I'm saying. With the Cyberpunk card game that's coming out later this year, I threw some support behind that, less because of what it is, but because of the IP. I like Cyberpunk, the RPG. The anime was okay. The video game was... I like Cyberpunk, the RPG, so I was willing to show some love and some support for a card game based on the brand, on the franchise that I had some enjoyment with. I'm not a huge fan of it, if I'm honest. If you quiz me on top 30 Cyberpunk characters, I probably wouldn't be able to name more than probably 10-ish. Still, my point is I like the franchise enough to throw some support at that. If there's a Kickstarter out there that has absolutely no interest to me, however, and the minimum, it's like $30 or $40 or $50, $100 just to try it out, and it's for something I've never heard of or have no interest in, I'd be less likely to do that. I only have so much time and money, and I can only try so many things. And again, while I'd like to try everything at some point, I do have to be picky and choosy. And the things that I'm more likely to enjoy are obviously the things I'm more likely to throw money at. And that's just going to be my overall consistent game plan going forward. If someone brings a card game to my attention that I haven't tried yet and it's super cheap, if you guys tell me that I can get a booster box of the X-Men TCG for $50, yeah, I'll probably try that out. If you tell me I can pick up a booster box of, I don't know, the Metal Gear Solid TCG that was released in 2002 and discontinued in 2003, and a booster box is only $7,000. I am unlikely to try that. That was just an example. There is no Metal Gear Solid TCG as far as I'm aware. Just an example. It's all about interest versus opportunity. Because, like I've said dozens of times on this channel, I'm a very opportunistic kind of guy. I don't like to waste a lot of money on something I probably won't enjoy. I didn't buy a Nintendo Switch 2, for instance, because, well, I already have a Nintendo Switch, and I already have a GameCube and a Wii and a PS4 and all that jazz. Like, why would I want a Switch 2 when it's not much of an improvement over the Switch 1 from what I can find? Why would I want to spend $1,000 on a box of a TCG, or, not even $1,000, $300 on a box for a card game that I'm probably never going to try? And believe me, there are some dead card games out there that do have quite a price tag attached to them. Again, look at the Harry Potter TCG and its prices. Oh, a great example, the Neopets TCG, the original Wizards of the Coast's Neopets. You can pick up the starter kits, the one-player decks, for like under $20. And of course, I grabbed one of those because it's Neopets. I wanted to give it a try. And I do have fond memories of that card game, the original card game. However, OG booster boxes, hell, OG packs from that card game are ludicrously expensive. So while I would genuinely want some of those here in the collection just to have it, just to enjoy it, because it is a card game I have fond memories of, I don't think I'm ever going to get some sealed Neopets product here in the garage just because of its ludicrous price tag. So that's it. That's how it is. If you're ever curious, what does Uncle Frank take into consideration when it comes to what he chooses? It's basically, does Frank like it enough, and is it cheap enough for how much he likes it? Basically, it's all it is. And that's really that simple. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and all that jazz. Check out the Discord, the Patreon, the TCG player link. All of those are in the description below. Thank you guys again, and have a great one. Ciao.